guys, welcome back to Spud Run Golf. I'm Jeremy here in Southern Ohio. This is part 2 of our green extension. I think this episode will be the most satisfying because we're going to do some things today that I think every golfer dreams of doing. Last episode you saw us get all the subgrade dug and get started on the drainage ditches. We got rained out, we had some material problems. Well, today we've got better news. Guys, welcome back to Spud Run Golf. Let's get going. Alright guys, this is part 2 of an exciting episode. This will be the most exciting episode of the 2 parts. What we done, we finished putting our gravel in. We finished putting our pipe in, getting our drains installed with gravel around them. And then we topped off that gravel with some number 8 rock. That 8 rock was easier for me to grade, get a finer grade as we go up. Our grades get more critical. Obviously after this step, we get our seed bed, our top coat. That's going to be the fun part of this video, I guarantee it. We got that black fabric laid down, we got the edges cut. It's pretty much a barrier so that the 2 different types of materials we're using cannot cross-contaminate somewhat. People say a weed barrier. It's not a weed barrier. It's too deep to do anything for weeds. Too deep. Right now I'm using some cheap sand. This is not the money sand. The money sand's on its way, thankfully, and we'll go into that here in a bit. But right now, this cheap sand, basically I'm just putting a coat on to hold this fabric down, and more importantly, like on the old green, if I get that sand too shallow, this is going to give me more of a buffer zone to go ahead and bury our cup down. We've run into problems on this one we built here a couple years ago where I got the root zone material too shallow and I struggle to put cups in sometimes. Alright, once again I'm rambling. Alright, I got this intermediate sand layer done. We wasted about 18 tons of sand just to kind of get this a little bit closer. This sand is way cheaper. We're looking at 15 bucks a ton compared to 60 some bucks a ton for the other sand. So we've still got our good root zone material that's coming in. We've still got 12 inches to match the existing green. That's going to be the tricky part, I think, over time. Daggone horseflies. I think that's going to be the tricky part I'm going to have to deal with over time, is getting this new extension matched with the old stuff so that there's not a little crest. I think with just some time and some top dressing and rolling, we can make that blend in. But I do think that's going to be an issue as we move forward. This was a lot of hand raking, so now I'm going to compact this sand. We'll call this the intermediate layer of sand. This is just concrete fill sand. It's about the cheapest stuff we can get. And it's basically just take up some space, hold that fabric down until tomorrow, and then buy me a few more inches in case I get some shallow spots with our good sand. And at the end of the video, I'm going to do a cost analysis. I'm going to tell you guys how much this whole thing is costing me because I'm not shy about it. And I think it's an interesting point for me in telling this story for you guys to know how much it cost me to do this part. Just as long as my wife don't watch it. Spud run, baby. Let's get some good sand. Let's recuperate. We started off with a bad week with rain, not being able to get material. Things are coming back around. It's coming full circle. Still going to have this thing done by September 2nd. This guy's making me a nervous wreck. He needs to dump where it's completely level left to right, and right now he's off a little bit and he keeps moving forward and back. He's trying to get it just right. So according to the ticket, he brought about 24 tons. I was hoping to get a little bit more, so that's going to put us at maybe 45, 46 tons total. And some quick math here. Our 10 inches is 0.8 times, hey, it's 800 square foot, divided by 27 times 1.95. So we should be really close if we're 800 square foot, 10 inches deep. That's the numbers right there. Man, this stuff is like gold. I don't want to waste none of this stuff. We're going to push the limits on this load since we don't have to go by no weight scales. Come on. So hopefully about 5 loads we can get all this back there. eventually I'd like to build back clear up here. That truck is heavy. I've got a lot of weight on that truck, so hopefully it don't. If I feel like I'm gonna smash the pipes or anything, I'm gonna stop and I have to dump it up front, but hopefully I can bring it on back to you. All right, I won't bore you no more with trucking. And the reason why we couldn't bring that big truck back here, just there's not enough room for him to turn around. So that's why we're putting up there. Lucky for us, we've got something to haul it back here with. We just got this. We've had one forever and it just plumb wore out. We'll continue to haul and we'll see you guys in about 46 tons. Well, I kind of lied to you just a little bit. We've got most of the first load that he brought in the area we need it. So I'm gonna go ahead and spread that out. We left a little bit up there so that when he backs up, it's more level. I kind of made a little leveling pad so he's not freaking out or freaking me out. So with that said, what we have in here, I'm gonna go ahead, let's start grading this baby and get it close. And through conversations today, we got some people up there getting ready for the big Labor Day weekend. Everybody's like, why can't we just get sand in town? Why can't we just go get sand? Well, that's a good question, that's a good point. Why is it so expensive, blah, blah, blah. So this is a mixture, and it's all, the size, the granular size is all consistent of 60% sand. It's like a masonry sand. It's got 20% topsoil, and then the rest is a mixture of peat moss. So it's organically somewhat blended for a quick growth. You know, this is the stuff, I can put a picture up right here. Golf courses all over use this special mix. So I'm kind of lucky, I guess. I've been complaining about it being 2 hours away to get this stuff. They truck it way farther than that because it's the right stuff for green construction. It's USGA approved. This is the real deal stuff. Yeah, it's Spud Run. We do it real. Come on. All right, let's get this stuff. Let's start spreading this, because I think after we get this spread, especially get that second load in, I believe that is one of the most satisfying things I've ever done on my backyard golf hole. Actually, one of the most satisfying things I've ever done golf related is we can start grading that out, getting our contours, and it's just so fantastic to be able to grade that out, and you're building the slope, the play that is going to be there forever, and I think it's enjoyable. I got to tell you, this is really satisfying. This project over the last week, there's definitely been a few times when I've questioned my sanity, but this right here, freshened it up right on that edge. I'm back to being happy. Now all this too, we'll have to compact it, and I mentioned earlier I am worried about how it laces into the existing. I think I'll just have to be a top dressing practice to get that done. And have no fear, I'm using equipment now. There's going to be plenty of handwork. Guaranteed, plenty of handwork. Beautiful part. Now we don't have to make this thing level, obviously. So I'm getting down, I'm trying to get I won't even say a bird's eye view, let's say a snake's eye view of this contour, this undulation, this roll, the slope. And this is where things can get, I think, pretty fun. As far as laying it out how you want it. You know, when I've done this original part, kind of where the pin's at now, it's humped up a little bit. And if you remember right from the subscribers tournament, everybody talked about how deceiving this green is, how much break it's actually got. You know, on the YouTube videos here, this doesn't show it. But I didn't want a flat, boring green. I want something with some fun contours, some tricky putts, big breaks. Now, this is no 10-foot break putt, but just subtle breaks, I guess I should say. So now, it continues more labor, more hard work. But I think I like where it's going. Now you're gonna see what we're gonna do. We're gonna screed that off, do a final compaction, clean up the edges, and seed it. the seed. I'm gonna take out my compactor marks. We'll let it dry a little bit. We'll run a broom over it after it dries. Let's consider the broom that I do after this step to be almost an effort of top dressing. I'd like to say it's really, really smooth, but it's not. You get a good smooth roll, a good smooth green by consistently top dressing a light coat of sand. That's how you get smooth rolling greens, not by running that board. As much as I'd like to say that board helped a lot, I mean it does, it makes me feel good. It gives us a good start. But to get a really smooth rolling green, it's top dressing, 100%. Here again, just continuing efforts to get a smooth base. This is just one of my concrete brooms. I actually use a lot of my concrete tools. I'll go back and forth a couple times with this. We'll seed it, and then we'll go back over with this broom to kind of try to bury the seeds somewhat. It commenced to raining so hard after that last clip, and it did not stop for 3 days. I mean, hammered down. Hammered absolutely down. So I'm finally back out here. Today is September the 6th. And you're probably going to argue and say it couldn't rain so hard you couldn't get the seed down. Well, you're correct. The seed I had from 2 years ago when I planted this green, I still had some. But there a few weeks ago when I overseeded this green, I'm still not seeing results. We think maybe that seed, the shelf life has expired, and I didn't want to take that chance, so I ordered some new seed. We got the new seed in now. It's the same type of seed. It's called L93XD. It's from Site 1. It's a creeping bentgrass, just like we put them before, so it'll match up. Same species, so no problems there. But we're finally here, a few days late, a few dollars short, but we're ready to get this seed down and watch it grow. Watch it grow. Let's go. Now, the bentgrass seed is so fine. I mean, it's so fine. I mean, it's almost like a powder. Literally like a powder. So I think I'll go as low as I can. I'll crisscross applesauce back and forth, left and right, exit out, and try our best to get even coverage. And hopefully within 4 or 5 days, we'll start seeing it pop up. If we need to touch up, we will. Critical stage. This is what I've been waiting for. This is the money shot is right here. And if I get some on the old green, so be it. It's almost so fine, like so fine, I can't hardly see it when I'm spreading. Now we're going to go back and forth a couple times, try to just bed it down a little bit, kind of brush it in. And don't forget, we got to talk about how much this is costing me at the end. And I think a fair question I might get asked, why did you not put down no starter fertilizer with that seed? Well, I think it's 6 one way, half a dozen the other. I like to see just a green haze, that grass just popping up before I put down my starter. I just think that's a better practice. But don't get me wrong, I think both ways are fine as long as you get something down, and we will. Now it's time to water. This is the easiest part, the most enjoyable part of the whole project. We're going to water, and as we're watering, we're going to tell you all about the cost that we had in doing our backyard green. Now this is only materials, it's not labor. I provide all the daggone labor. Got a little piece of sweat right here anyways. Sweat equity there, come on. All right, let's get to watering and talk about the cost. It was hard to measure exactly, but I'm guesstimating we increased the size of our green by 800 square feet. We purchased 200 feet of piping material with some random fittings, $275. Our drainage gravel totaled 39 tons, bringing us another $1,033. I already had the black fabric, but we'll add another $300 for this exercise purpose. I used 16 tons of cheap fill sand as the buffer zone, add another $300. Our most expensive component was our root zone material totaling 47.5 tons, equaling another $3,560. And finally, we had to purchase an extra 25 pounds of L93XD creeping bentgrass seed at $333. For a grand total of $5,801, or roughly $7.25 per square foot. Damn it, Billy. Prices have really went up. And for watching this episode, all I need you to do is hit the thumbs up button and make sure you're subscribed. Guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for playing with us. Bud Run Golf, over and out.